So good afternoon and welcome back over here to Universal Orlando Resort. It's been a while since I brought you guys along out to Universal, and actually realized that I came a couple times to Universal while they had the Horror Night houses open, and I never actually brought you guys along, so I feel bad about that. But I decided to come on over today because it is right after Halloween. It's November 3rd. And so we wanted to come on over and see if any of the Christmas decorations were up, because Disney has already started their decorations, so we're curious to see if they have decorations here. But we do need to stop over here. We're actually going to start at Universal Studios first, stop by the Passholder Lounge to get our magnet and our button, because they do have all the Christmas stuff. So for that, so we're going to go over there, check that out, see what we can get on today. It's not going to be a very long day, but we'll see what we can get on today. So far, nothing yet. Now, I do know they won't have as much stuff. Don't think they'll be doing Grinchmas either this year, because I don't see anything about it. I mean, we'll check when we go over to Islands, but no Grinchmas. It's going to be really downside, because I love when they do Grinchmas here. Also, Universal's getting just as insane with the signage, and they do have their sign that states that if you can't wear the mask properly, you will be required to leave. So I just kind of walking in, and it's kind of funny because the weather has finally changed in Florida to cooler weather finally. Last week it was in the high 80s, low 90s, humid and all this stuff, and then we had a cold front come through. So people are actually wearing jackets, long sleeves, pants, stuff like that. But I'll tell you, what's actually pretty cool is I've done the Bourne Stuntacular. You can't film or anything in it because it's one of those shows. But it's really good, actually. I was really surprised by it. It actually kind of messes with your, a little bit just based on how everything looks. But I decided to come on down here because we wanted to come over here and check out the Passholder Lounge, because they have the new magnet and the new button for this month. So this month in the Passholder Lounge, you actually get 3 things. So I didn't realize that the magnet thing was every quarter. So every 3 months you'll get a new magnet. I didn't realize that was the thing. So okay, now I know that for future references. But then you have this month's magnet, which is Meteorology Jinx, and on the back it says, "Come rain or shine, the proper incantation and a flick of your wrist can change the weather in an instant." So that's pretty cool. So that's a new thing. And then this map. Then you get a pretty cool Wizarding World of Harry Potter map. So this is like all of the stuff like in the Wizarding World. Or at least the things that they deal with. So like Diagon Alley, you have London, all this stuff. And like, so this is part of this is what you get with the lounge this month. So this is pretty cool. I might figure out a way to frame this up and hang this up somehow. So one of the things that I'm kind of disappointed with Universal with is that, as you know, they had the Bride of Frankenstein house, Revenge of the Frankenstein's Bride, and then they also had the Revenge of the Tooth Fairy house. Well, apparently over the weekend on 31st and the 1st, they apparently opened a Beetlejuice house. And that had been rumored for a long time that Beetlejuice was coming, but then they opened it, but they didn't have it open the entire time, so I'm a little disappointed because they only had it open for that weekend. Now I am hoping maybe they bring that back next year, since it was very highly anticipated, and they had a lot of this cool merchandise for it, so kind of one of the downsides of like not coming on a weekend. Look, it's the couple of penguins from Penguins of Madagascar. I think it's Private and Rico. I like when you meet them. You know, I've never been a huge fan of the Simpsons area. Like, honestly, out of all the areas, I think it's kind of the worst done, but it's also not, like, it takes up so much space and there's so much stuff they could do with it. So I kind of wish they would do something with it. Plus, now they also have the Twirl and Hurl is not open because it's part of the things that got closed down because of trying to save money. Also, I didn't love reading about the old Back to the Future attraction that used to be here, so I just wish I could have seen that. Like, there's a lot of things I wish I could have seen with Universal, because I didn't grow up coming to Universal. I always went to Disney, so learning all these things about what used to be here and what used to be in these places really makes me really wish I could have seen all that before. We found the first of the decorations, because none of the decorations were up at the front. They got some decorations up for London here, going into Diagon Alley. They got some of their wreaths up, they got a couple trees. Pretty sure at night this all lights up, but right now Universal is only staying open until 6. But because of the time change, it actually gets dark enough early enough for it, so you actually could see it with all the lights on. Because I always said, like, this area looks so good at night. So we'll be interested to see if there's anything in Diagon Alley for Christmas stuff. Well, time to head into Diagon Alley, one of the coolest entrances. Because this was the second part of Wizarding World. Like, this was the second part, the opening. So, oh yeah, all the decorations are up. You got the Quidditch supply shop. You got Weasley Wizard Wheezes, the joke shop in here. Look at all the look at all the decorations they actually have up. I really always like this. You can definitely tell based on every shop which one's which. Because you have the books, school supplies, they have a different little wreath there. You have the cloaks, or the winter, the clothing wear right there. Green Gods just has regular little like wreath, like garland across it. Pretty cool. I always like this. You know, the one fun thing is that they do have the owl post here, and actually you can buy stuff to send letters. And I think if I heard correctly, you can also send letters from here. So it has the postage from Diagon Alley, if I remember correctly. But I like the little owls. I'm a huge fan of owls. Like, I really like owls. So if you're also curious, I'm here with one of my friends again today, and they were saying that actually because the Christmas season's already kind of started and they've already started all the kind of the winter stuff, apparently the hot butterbeer is back. Let me just put it this way, I really don't need it, and I don't think I'll get it right now, but if you are like me, where out of all the butterbeers, the hot one is the best version, you can already get it. I think you can get it over here at the Hopping Pot, which is right here next to the Owl Post, right out behind the Weasley's Wizards and Weezits and the candy shop. So that's where you probably would get it, right across the way over there, next to the stage where they do a couple of the shows. I always love all the little things that you see, like all the little painted on posters and stuff. It's always so cool. And then plus, like, I do say one of my favorite shops is the travel agent shop, because you can actually go in here and they have a lot of Hogwarts traveling and stuff like that. The only thing is right now this is one of the ones that did not reopen when everything reopened, so but you still have Green Gots where you can actually get money from Green Gots, which is really cool. I always think it's kind of interesting that you can do that. And then you have the gift shop where you come out from Harry Potter and Escape from Green Gots. Kind of intrigued the fact that it is a 40-minute wait right now for Harry Potter Escape from Green Gots. It doesn't feel like it should be that busy, but also I feel like it may be busier today because it's a very, very nice day out. So people might stay a little longer than they normally would. Well, I ended up doing Green Gots. It wasn't too bad. We'd actually got some passes because we had to go up and a friend had to check their ticket about the because they have the 3 parks for Volcano Bay. Well, Volcano Bay being closed down now, you can either get a return, you can either get your 2 months free, or you can get a refund. But apparently the refund wasn't worth the cost, so they just kept it. But because we waited, they gave us a couple of express tickets so that we could use it out of a couple of the rides. We used one at Green Gots, and I think then we're gonna try to use one at probably at Rip Ride Rocket, hopefully. So we're actually gonna get a return time to ride the Hogwarts Express, but it tells you just how busy it is. It's not really the busy, it's just the fact that they have to do all the social distancing for it because they can't load. Normally they would load 8 people per cabin, but right now they're only doing 1 party per cabin right now due to the fact of all the social distancing guidelines and all the stuff that you have to do for the fact that we are trying to live in the world of a pandemic. So, but that's kind of one of those things of interesting to note, that's why some of these lines will be longer. That's why Green Gots was 40, now it's only 30, so some rides will be longer. The only one that does not do a lot of that is Hagrid's. They try to load as much as they can, but they don't do any single riders right now. So despite that Fast and Furious is kind of closed along with a lot of the other stuff, the custom gear shop is open. So this is the Fast and Furious gift shop. It's still open right now for the time being. This is when the ride was getting ready to open. They opened this up before everything else. But yeah, so if you're curious, if you're a Fast and Furious fan, they do still sell a lot of stuff over here. I'm kind of walking down the New York section. I was wondering if they would have any Christmas stuff up here, but it doesn't look like it yet. Not sure if they'll be putting up the giant tree, because as far as I know and as far as it sounds like, is that a lot of the Christmas stuff is not going on. I don't think Christmas is going on, but also the New Year's parade featuring Macy's balloons. I don't think that's going on either. Due to the fact that all the social distancing things that have to go on. So be interested to see if they put up the giant tree or not, but we'll have to go ahead and check that out. We'll have to check that out later as the season starts getting closer to Christmas. So one of the sad sides is seeing the end of the tribute store, which means the little bit of Halloween Horror Nights that we had this year is officially over. So very sad, because also they got rid of the entrance to the Revenge of the Tooth Fairy. Pretty sure all the bike racks are down. And I really like the tribute store this year. It was really done really well. But yep, end of the Halloween season. Also, the Mummy is only a 20-minute wait, so it's kind of weird. Like, the wait times are a little all over the place sometimes, I guess just depending on when the crowds get to certain places. So they said Escape from Gringotts was a 40-minute wait when we first got in line, or when we first walked up to go in, and then when we come out, it's only a 30-minute wait. But Mummy's a 20-minute wait, but riding the train over to Islands is an hour. So it's a little, wait times aren't as consistent as they used to be because of all the social distancing and stuff that goes on. But the fact hashtag is dancing very gingerly to the music. Only other sad side is coming over here and there's no more bike racks to make a queue for Bride of Frankenstein. But they did have all these seats out here, so it's pretty cool. I like that. Like, there's seats with umbrellas and stuff, so it looks really nice. So we're actually gonna over here and do something at least I know I haven't done in a while. It's Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. It's only a 10-minute wait, but the scariest part, it's one of that straight up vertical lift hill. Jeez, Rip Ride Rocket is honestly really rough. I haven't ridden it in a while, but yikes. Definitely not a ride that's aged that great, honestly. But it's the style of that ride with the with those X cars. So they're not like, it's not super comfortable either, because you have the lap bar that goes across and there's no like lap bar coming down on you. So I mean, it's a cool ride concept and it fits in a very small space, but it is not smooth at all. So, but we now have to head back over towards King Cross to go ride the Hogwarts Express over to Islands, hopefully try to ride Hagrid's and maybe the Hulk, hopefully. One thing I didn't notice as I was walking down past where you can meet Bumblebee or Optimus Prime or one of the Transformers, is if you look at Rip Ride Rocket, the banner that used to be on the side, there used to be a banner that used to cover it, and then it came down, I don't know, a good year, half, 2 years ago, and they just never put it back up. Now, I don't know if that was just because of the fact that maybe something happened to it, it got damaged once, and they didn't have time to replace it, or they found that it would have been better off not replacing it and just keeping it open like it is now. So, but also the other thing you see is whenever it goes over the hill like that, it slows down drastically, and I still don't know the exact reason behind it, but it's interesting. It's always funny, just walk one train ride over and you're over here to Hogsmeade, right next to where Hagrid usually is teaching, as you ride around on his motorbike. Don't hear it right this minute, because you're right next to his hut. Oh, here it comes right now. Can't see anything. It'd be really cool if you get a really good shot of it as it came by. But you go and you see Hagrid and he's showing off one of his Scroots. But you see, oh look, even Hogsmeade started decorating for the season already. That's really good, I like that. Because Hogsmeade, this side was the very first Wizarding World to open pretty much in the world, so it's kind of got that little bit of a long history here. Well, definitely busy day. Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure is 90 minutes today. That's a lot. Holy crap, I was not expecting that, honestly. Well, decided to come on down here towards the area that I like to look at with this new Velocicoaster. See what it looks like right now, because it looks like they started putting in some foliage. I wonder if they're aiming to have this open by the beginning of next year at some point, because the way they're moving, they're starting to put in like the foliage and they're starting to put in like decorations and stuff. So like maybe they're aiming for beginning part of next year kind of thing, but this thing looks intense. What we'll do is, because we're actually gonna head over and try to do the Hulk, because our return time isn't for a little while for Hagrid, so we're gonna go over and try to do the Hulk really quick. May walk back around, try to maybe go down into the section now by Ship Olive, try down that little section, try to get a closer look at everything. But then we'll walk around to Jurassic Park to see everything else over there, because it's a really good view from there. So I thought I'd just get one quick look, and you can see they started building up some, got some netting in place. So I have a sneaky suspicion that this is going to be one of the many of the another metal detector that you'll have to go through. But you can see they've added in a lot of trees and stuff. They started building things up like as like part of the ride and stuff. You can see the building back there looks pretty complete. They're really trying to crank this thing out. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing open beginning part next year. This Heartline roll over the water though is going to be insane. We want to talk about an area that is definitely decorated for the holidays. Sue's Landing has completely gone Christmas overload. At least I'm not 100% sure what's happening if they're doing Grinchmas or stuff, but definitely putting out the decorations though, which this is usually such a cool thing to come out and see these decorations. We're talking about an area that throws up Christmas. This is definitely the area that will go all Christmas, considering like Seuss Landing usually has all the Who's all this time, and they're so fun. And then usually you can meet the Grinch from Grinchmas, and he's all really fun because he's really sassy. But look at all the stuff. It's just insane. Literally, Halloween was 4 days ago. Now we've got Christmas, everything. So I wonder if they'll do the same thing they did last year and do a scavenger hunt with the trees. Because once you did the scavenger hunt, then you got to go around and you can get like a little ornament as well. So I wonder if they'll do that, because it feels like they do, because this is what it looked like last year when they did that, because they had the little thing off to the side. But I always like the fact that you see the Grinch's hand stealing an ornament. So I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, but you can see the tree right there. It's got stuff going across, and it's light ups. That's really fun. I always like that. Well, so coming up, so I guess since we're over here in this area now, I guess we're going to go over here and go ride the Incredible Hulk coaster. Talk about a ride that got some major facelift. 1.8, all the track and all the support was completely gone. The only thing that was there was the launch tube. So, but I do like the new style. I like the new coaster cars. The fact there's onboard audio now. I still like the fact that it's only a 20-minute wait right now. Also, I love this section right here. I like how it wraps around. So, gotta go open over. That's cool. Gotta put our stuff in a locker though, because this is one of those rides that you have to go through metal detectors. The Hulk is a really good still. Like, it's a little rough, but that's also B&M's like style, is that it won't always be like 100% smooth. But they can really pump it out. Like so they still run 3 trains all the time to try to keep the line low. Because when they run 3 trains, the line doesn't move. Like the line moves pretty stinking fast. But it's really nice. I'll tell you what though, when Velocicoaster does open, you're gonna get a great view of it going over the top hat right there, right over Popeye and Bluto's Bill Dredd barges. You want to talk about a view? My gosh! Like, so this is gonna be the second launch, coming up into the giant top hat, going down into the second part where you go into the stall. But you want to talk about a cool shot? It's gonna be this. After you do the little stuff over there, you're gonna come through this little section right here, and then hit the brake run into the end. This is gonna be amazing. You can see they've really started filling in everything. You're gonna be really close at this point to the coaster. Man, I am so excited for this Velocicoaster to come in. And also, if you wonder why the track looks like it does over there, it's because what it is, it's called a double spine, and it helps with the G-forces that will be pushed down on it, because you're gonna be carrying a lot of speed through that. Because you'll do this section over by Hogsmeade, you'll come up and around, you do this little bunny hill into the Heartline over the water before you come up and finish right there. Apparently some videos showing up that apparently they were testing it the other day with all the train completed, so never know. I always like the fact you go in from Toon Lagoon area into this section, and it's a combination of Skull Island, of Kong Skull Island, and Jurassic Park, because you have Pterodon Flyers right to the right, then you have Skull Island right over here once you get past this section, and then you just come around, you're in Jurassic World / Jurassic Park section. There's another rumor running around that apparently they are going to transform Jurassic Park River Adventure into the Jurassic World version that's out in Hollywood. So I don't know if that's 100% true, but I thought it was kind of funny to hear that, because they've been saying that for years. But I thought they wouldn't do it because they at least were getting the Velocicoaster here. I would be interested to see if they did make it Jurassic World, because I have seen the Jurassic World footage and like seen that, and it looks cool, but I'd much rather keep this because I like the nostalgic. Now if they change it, I won't be that upset, because Jurassic World is very good, but I like Jurassic Park, this version, much better. It's just, it kind of keeps everything kind of together, because you have the old movies, which are a classic, next to Velocicoaster, which is part of the new movies, which are just as good, honestly. Well, I can tell you just from the last time I came to now, look at all the rock work on this. This looks cool. Oh man, so I think it's supposed to have 3 total inversions in total. But man, I am so excited, because this is, you'll get this view right here, because you can see how they built the wall kind of around it. So you'll be able to see into it as it goes by and up around these corners. All I'm going to say is it's going to look much closer than it actually is, I feel like, on a lot of these like close sections. But I'm really cool. This is really cool. I'm glad they've got this built up. So we're going to do a river adventure, because like I said, we still have some leftover passes from being earlier when we were at guest services. So we use it for this, since we still have to wait for our Hagrid. So we got a little time before Hagrid starts. Well, that is the wettest I've ever gotten on that. I mean, my whole upper shirt is completely soaked. My pants are soaked. But we were with a bigger group, so they filled most of they filled most of it. So it was a little heavier. So when it's a little heavier like that, you tend to get soaked. So it's kind of cool just like walking by this whole Jurassic Park, like the Velocicoaster. So I've been saying for years, the Jurassic Park coaster, Jurassic World coaster, when in reality it's the Velocicoaster, because they did announce it is going to be the Velocicoaster. But this thing is going to be intense. It looks so good. I cannot wait to see it. I'm trying to figure out where the entrance is possibly going to be going, because don't know quite everything about it yet. We don't know like we don't know the height requirement yet. However, I do think it's going to probably be 54 inches, because it's going to have over-the-shoulder restraints, and it has inversion. So based on that, usually it's 54 inches for Universal. Well, so now it is time for us to do Hagrid's. But one thing we were able to do is that over at Hogshead, the bar, they have hot butterbeer again. So if you're curious what that is, it's over there. So I'm really like, so we stopped and got some hot butterbeer and everything while we waited for our time to start. So it ended up not being too bad, but the reason I think I figured out why it's been such a long wait, because I was trying to figure out why is it still 90 minutes, because most days that they did that, it would be like 30, 45 most days. Well, what it is that, so it has 2 speeds when you're loading on the belts for the ride, and it's actually running at a slower pace. It's kind of like how it was running when I came and did the pass holder previews when they were reopening the parks from the closure. And it makes the ride, it takes a lot longer for the ride to load that way. Now, I don't know if there's a reason behind it, but they weren't doing any cleaning, so that's why I was kind of confused by it. So just be mindful that the long wait could actually be really 90 minutes, because we just walked by the end of the line and it was still up by the talking fountain in this Lost Continent area. Alright, so we just made our way out of Islands of Adventure. We're actually going to go ahead and call it a day from Universal, just because the sun's starting to set. And actually it's getting kind of chilly. We're still kind of wet from Jurassic Park, but I mean, overall, really good day. Went over to the pass holder lounge, was able to get our magnet, our button, went and did Gringotts, which is always a great time, did Rip Ride Rocket, which I haven't done in a while. I'm still kind of shooken up about, because it's still a very rough ride. And then we were able to ride the Hogwarts Express over to Islands of Adventure to then get onto Hagrid's Incredible Hulk, and then had some fun on Jurassic Park. So, but with all that being said, as we do head out from a very fun day here at Islands of Adventure, I will see y'all next time.